Room.
Rolling in the biz.
We are officially in the business.
Nice.
Welcome to the Laugh Point
We did
podcast,
it.
episode 3, with my boy Benny.
Hello.
Benny Ballz.
Thank you for having me. I don't know how you're gonna top TJ Miller with this one.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, this is. I didn't think you were gonna bring that up, but I was thinking in my head, like, it's so funny how I did. My first episode was Ethan
Yeah.
Januario, and then second episode, fucking TJ Miller, like out of the blue, just like huge actor, stand up, whatever, and then now we're back to humbled grounds and we're back to Edmonton comics, and I'm like,
Hell yeah.
this is so incredible. But honestly, like, this is still gonna be so much fun because I just love talking comedy.
Hell yeah, dude.
And
you gotta split it. You gotta split it between like young and old, so it looks somewhat professional. So instead of just like oh, here's all these young guys, and then it's like, here's stand up comedian just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But no, man, I appreciate it.
So you've been doing stand up for?
I've been doing stand up for. I did my first show in October, and then I kind of started going to shows in November, and then I kind of had a little hiatus, and then I came back. I want to say like March or April.
So you were on and off from October to April. Yeah. And then like once you
October, November, I was
October, November
growing. I was starting. I don't know what
you were just like going to as many shows.
Just going to shows, checking out shows, not really meeting putting people. Into going to open mics or anything, but just hearing that there's places that do comedy and just going as a visitor.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do too. Is like you also like that's how I was able to like connect with people and then get booked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. That I went to Mackie was my first show ever, like that I got like booked here in Edmonton. And then from Mackie I heard about the Moon, and then from the Moon you just hear about everything.
Yeah,
like the Moon is like the main hub of like Edmonton.
That was
comedy.
The second place I got recommended to, because my first show I did 2 shows at the Yuck Yucks.
Nice.
I did one in October, and then I did one late October, early November, and then the last one I went to, I think Jordan's his name. I think he was hosting, and he's like, "Yo, do you smoke?" I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Well, you should go to the Moon." I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "It's kind of like private, but people tell jokes, and it's very funny, and you can smoke indoors." And I was like, "You could smoke indoors? Fucking, I'm in."
Literally,
I don't even need to be funny. Just let me in there.
Smoke indoors. I was like, dude, count me the fuck in.
Yeah. And then I got in, and then I was like, wow, this is like
Yuck Yucks is like great.
Ninja Turtles.
The Pro-Am show is great because, like, especially to newer comedians, because they very much try to put on newer comedians as much as possible, which was great for me because it was how I was able to start getting stage time in my second year, because I had moved back from Toronto from my first year, and I was living in Grand Prairie, Alberta, and that nothing is there except for like if you're a booked comic. I tried, or like a good professional, I guess. I tried running an open mic and it failed terribly because like
Grand Prairie.
Yeah, because like there's no that city does not have like the audience for an open mic, like at least regularly, like weekly. I tried running a weekly open mic in Grand Prairie and it just didn't work. The first night everyone came out, and then every other night it was so empty. I'm not joking. I literally performed for the bar people. Like I performed and the manager.
It's pretty. I mean, there's a lot of places like that in Edmonton, from what I've been to.
Yeah,
where it's like the comedians are just performing for the comic.
Yeah. So so I just had that kind of experience, but like kind of leading into my second year, I started just like saying fuck it, and I just started like emailing venues and comics and bookers from here, like while I was in Grand Prairie, and I didn't expect anything, but I remember actually talking to Sophie and then emailing
Sophie Hayes?
Yeah, Sophie Hayes, and then yeah, all of a sudden I was like doing pro-am shows there, and it was like the best way for me to start like kind of getting known
It's
in the
cool.
scene.
It's cool. Like
Yeah.
it was the first place I saw because like I was like comedy places, Edmonton. Yuck Yucks is the first thing. Is like the first one that you look at.
It's the biggest.
It's huge, and then you get the history of it. Then you look at other clubs. Then you check out other things. But Yuck Yucks is the one, like the only one where it's like we do pro ams. Like send us an email, do this. So like for the first, like I want to say like the first time I actually went there, I just bought a ticket. Got pissed, and then just went. And then, it's been a couple of times I'm like, hey, I'd like to go on. And it would sound formal on the email. And then sometimes it was just me being drunk, being like, put me on, you fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're very, like, what's
open.
the word? Yeah, open and communicative. I don't even know if that's a word.
No, they are, because like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it either. They just are very good to the comedians.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And like it's weird because like I did the Calgary Pro-Am, and it felt kind of different, like because it felt like most of them were just like like it was just like more of an am pro than a Pro-Am.
Well,
what I like about,
you never know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. Like, dude, I remember in Calgary I saw fucking Jared Drew. that's where I met him, bro. That's where I met him for the first time, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, that was before I heard about all of the things that happened, and
yeah. I already knew. I was already skeptical going into.
That was an interesting
comedy because I'm from St. Albert.
Yeah.
So it's a very like low, not really low populated, but it's a lot of old people, and it's very like religious and shit. So
yeah,
being there and coming in and out from Edmonton and knowing what Edmonton is like, either North End or South Side or what have you, and then hearing the Jared Drew incident, I'm like, ooh, all right. See, my superstitions are fucking
exactly
are working.
It's one of those things where
don't bring up this. Don't bring up this.
Yeah.
Do your best. If you suck, you suck. Like,
yeah. I just remember like watching that interview that he did with public access.
Yeah.
And like literally within the first minute, I think Brandon said something like, so there were like rumors about something.
Right off rip.
And then right off rip, he says something. Jared immediately fucks himself over by literally saying something along the lines of
didn't he say like
it's kind of true.
Fat bitch's fault.
No, like
that's a different thing.
Brandon was like, aren't there rumors, and like, are they true? And he was like, kinda. And it's like, dude, why would you start off that way? It's like you're already admitting like that's like,
yeah.
I was so like baffled by that. I literally paused and I commented on it too. Like you could see if you go to the comment section, I have like a comment on there that's like, I can't believe,
like a time frame.
Literally, I have a timestamp. It's like, I can't believe at this timestamp he said this shit. But like it was crazy because one comedian said something along the lines of like, it's so uncomfortable, but I couldn't stop watching, and I felt the exact same way. Because the whole time you're just like, oh, like it's this guy who's just like trying to dig himself out of something when he's just digging himself into something, and it's so it's almost like hypnotizing to watch. I don't want to get too much into it because this is like almost like a year old, maybe longer, but
going away just from crazy. That, I think a good point is to be like, don't be like, obviously have I think mainly from a rookie comedian, here's my tip: always don't be yourself, just be scared all the time.
Exactly.
Like I go to open mics and I go to draws and I meet so many great comedians, including you and all the youngs and a ton of fucking pros that I've seen on stage, and it's very surreal like seeing them in person. Then I'm just sitting there like, I don't know where to go. I'm just gonna pace and mind my own fucking business.
Well, that's like when you start in comedy. That's like the funny thing is, you kind of are like, oh god, like where do I go? Like everyone already
Yeah.
has their established friend group.
Yeah, it's like high school all over
Everyone
again, but it's
exactly.
like a high school
I was
AA
actually talking to
sort of
my buddy
thing.
the other day. And I can't remember exactly how the conversation was going, but like I was telling him that like when I first moved here, I remember like Anthony and Daniel.
Daniel, yeah.
They have like that podcast, and I started to try to like to hang out with them, but it kind of like seemed that they just kind of had their own thing going on.
I'm not.
So I just kind of like, so I just, after a little bit, I just kind of like kept back, and then
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. And then I realized like the best thing you can do is to just kind of like enjoy your own company, and then
Yeah.
just kind of like almost just like naturally you'll like kind of fit into like these,
Yeah.
you know, all different kinds
I'm
of
very
like,
quiet and I
yeah,
look weird, but if like I'm in, what am I trying to say? Like I'm
introvert.
I'm a very introverted extrovert.
Yes, I was gonna say because
I'm both. All right, there's no
yes,
such thing.
you have both. Because I think what happens is you stay quiet, kind of in your zone. But like I
Yeah.
think I even approach you. I'm super talkative.
I'm
like,
very
super
I'm very
talkative.
shy. But
But the
if somebody's
second,
like
yeah,
like if we bump shoulders or somebody looks at me when I'm having a smoke or something, I'm just
all right,
like Silent Bob, like.
Hmm.
But yeah, or it's like, how's it going? Good to see you. And
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
And then, but yeah, like the connections like around, especially from like the amateurs and the pros, I get the butterflies of like, stop, just go ask him a question. This guy's a professional. Like I did that. I branched out and I asked Nick McQuick a bunch of questions because he gave me feedback for jokes and stuff.
Oh, you always, because that's the thing is in comedy, you're
Yeah.
always like scared of like, uh, you know, like what if I ask for advice? Are they just gonna tell me to
Yeah.
like, you know, all this like the same shit? But like, what's great about this scene specifically,
Yeah.
like Edmonton scene specifically, is you can go to Nick, you can McQuick, you can go to Nick Von Dub,
Yeah.
you can go to
All of the
Sophie
pros.
Hayes, you can go to Brad, you can go to any of the pros, and all of them will give you different advice, but all of the advice will like help you tremendously. Like
that's
it all, and
Good point.
it all like every time I go to the workshop, the only time I ever don't like going to a workshop is when I go and I do all of my jokes the completely wrong way from how I wrote it originally. Like
Yeah.
I get up there, and by the way, like I'm looking in the camera to tell the audience there is a different fear for like a comic performing for other comics.
Yeah.
Because comics are like 10 times harder to make laugh because they're not just like watching you and thinking like, oh, is this guy funny? They're also like literally analyzing your jokes.
Yeah, I
Like the workshop, that's how it works. Is Nick is like, as a person is on stage, analyze it. So it's hard to both like have them be analyzing and make them laugh.
I get it. I get in that headspace too because like if you're a comedian, you're not really gonna stay focused on like you're not really gonna zone out and then just laugh when something happens. You're gonna like watch the person, watch him perform, and then you do the like what Nick McQuick told me. He said like it's really hard to make a comedian laugh, like he said, because everybody's sort of in the headspace of why was that funny? How did he portray that? Why is everybody popping? And like even before going on stage, I did that because you just really focus. And you're like, hey, fucking, what does this guy
Yes,
do that
absolutely.
makes him so fucking
and
cool?
and exactly, the other thing I always point out is the other thing, if they're not focusing on your material, they're focusing on what they're going to do on stage when it's their turn.
Exactly.
You know, so like, yeah, so it's when I go to those workshops and I go up there and I tell the jokes completely wrong, that like I don't take that as, oh, I did bad and I need to do better. I take that as I need to go back to the workshop next week, do them the right way, and then get the right advice.
Yeah.
Because that if the advice that I got was from material that I'm never going to do on stage,
Right.
because I did it the completely wrong way.
Yeah. Like especially getting getting tips and feedback from pros in the Edmonton scene, especially. I don't know what it's like anywhere else, but everybody's just like,
it's not. I'm gonna be honest. Look,
everybody's different, but as soon as like we're all in the same, like
Mhm.
as soon as every comedian's in the same group, everybody's friendly and they're chatting and whatever. It's like their personal lives don't matter.
Yeah,
comedian time. I'm with the comedians.
the second, like it's crazy how like everyone kind of has their own friend groups, whatever. But then we all go to the moon, and we're all just a collective group.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's super fucking cool. And the greatest part about the moon, which by the way, I will glaze the moon until I die because it's like the best.
It's awesome. I was mumbling earlier. I was like, it's like the Ninja Turtle sewers, but for like
no,
the
dude,
modern day stone.
I genuinely think that it's like the comedy mothership of Edmonton.
It's incredible.
Like, as in, like, obviously, like, it's not like, it's not like a huge building with like 3 rooms and all this shit. But like, what I mean is, in like, it is a room built for comics, like for comics by comics, like it. And the green room was designed by comics, and the way like just everything was designed perfectly. I remember walking in there for the first time.
It's magnificent.
It was
it's
like
incredible.
Mind blowing. I remember for days and days. I remember Trish kept telling me, she was like, I can't count how many times you come in here and just say how amazing this place is. And I go, cause I literally can't, like, and I'm forever gonna glaze the place, dude. Like, it's honestly the best venue. And I'm sorry to all the other venues in Edmonton, because all the venues are incredible. But out of all of the incredible venue, what the fuck just
nothing?
The AC just stopped, and he just got like really scared.
No, look, I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared at you because you might ruin my chances of getting put on stage.
No, dude. Listen.
I love
all of the fucking venues are incredible. Okay, this is no beef to any venues, but if I had to gun to my head pick number 1, it would be the moon.
That's a good point. I can respect it.
Look, I'm saying that because like all of them are a 10 out of 10, but like the moon is like a 10.1. You know what I mean? Because it just has that like extra little passion. You know,
I'll never forget when I walked in, and I was just like you said, just this place is rad. And I'm just looking at all the paintings and shit. And then Trish comes over and she's like, some of them are for sale. Did you know that? I'm like, this is my first time here. These paintings are for sale?
Yeah, and then you find out you can smoke weed in there.
Yeah.
And then you just like, dude, you feel like Dave Chappelle fucking smoking. And dude, I feel like smoking
like Tommy Chong, Dave Chappelle, I'd be ripping darts up there.
Well, no, like I just say
the darts aren't allowed at the moon. Do that outside.
Yeah, that's true. That's the funniest thing.
No booze either.
No booze either. But weed,
yeah, anything weed related, it's in everything.
They even make edibles, and their edibles are incredible, and they like usually give them away for free.
Because it's like
this one good.
It's local. It's like locals, or just somebody's friend being like, "I'm giving edible popcorn."
Craziest shit about the moon too is like some rare occasion. Like bigger, like a pretty decently big comic will like pop in from time to time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you know who Bo Johnson is, but he's a stand-up comedian. I've been following him for like long time, like since like 2019, 2020, I think. But I remember I have loved his stand-up, loved his clips, and I found out that he was coming here to perform in Edmonton at the Grindstone Theater.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would actually be like super sick to go to. So I like really tried, but then I remembered that I had a show that night at the Moon. Right. So I go to the show and I'm telling Trish about it, and she's like, whatever, you'll get him next time. I'm like, yeah. And I'm literally sitting in the green room, and she goes, hey, I want you to do Bullet. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. So then I got really nervous because, like, for anybody who doesn't know, Bullet just means like you go first. Like, you're the very first comic on stage. And that's a very, like, nerve-wracking.
It sucks.
It sucks because you have to essentially, like, start off well.
Yeah.
If you don't start off well, then the rest of like the energy is gonna like just be kind of weird. you know?
Yeah, or it's gonna be like, yeah, people are just, well, at least it was better than that first fucking guy.
Right. Exactly. So so you like have to crush, and I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good. And so I did well enough to where I was like, okay, like that I could sweat it, whatever. And not even 2 minutes goes by, and fucking Bo Johnson walks into the green room. And
in the grindstone, that little tiny.
No, not in the. This is the moon. This is at the moon.
Okay,
so like I had just. This is like picture like the green room in the moon, and like when you walk in, like on the left side of the couch, I'm sitting on the left side, and he walks in, and I'm just making eye contact with him because I'm so high. I'm literally so big. And I'm sitting there and I'm going like, there is no fucking way. Exactly. And I'm not joking. Like I make eye contact with him for so long that he makes eye contact with me. And then he starts like walking over to me as if I'm like a stray animal that he just like found in the.
You walk over like RoboCop.
Like, hey, like I see you, like. You know, and but like I remember just like staring at him, not joking.
It's gonna be okay.
Exactly, it's gonna be okay. And I'm not joking. The first words that came out of my mouth, I go, "I'm so sorry if I'm staring at you, but you just look a lot like Bo Johnson." And he goes, and then he just takes like a pause and goes, "It's because I am Bo Johnson." And I remember just being like, no fucking shit. And I was like, dude, I fucking love your stand-up. And I told him, I was like, I wanted to go to your show tonight, but I had to perform on here. And this is just like insane. And I got a picture. And then we just started talking comedy for like an hour.
Hell yeah.
And then we step out of the green room to like out of like the showroom, like the main area.
Right.
And now we're just like talking comedy. And we do it for like another hour. So now we've like talked like 2 hours of comedy. And at the very end, he goes, "What's your Instagram?" And I pull it up and he follows me and I follow him back. And then we just start DM. So now like just from time to time, like I obviously don't push it, but from like time to time, like I'll like message him. I'll be like, "Yo,
are you sure? Are you sure you don't push it?" No,
I could shut.
I'm just kidding.
Because I put, dude. If you watch the episode with Ethan, he exposes me for the fact that I pushed it with one comedian that I then can technically contact, but like they will not respond.
Yeah, that's dude. I always don't want to push it, but I know how I talk sometimes, and like it's very messy, not verbally, but like I can't form a sentence good.
No,
like, I can't think of thoughts. So when a comedian goes, "How you doing?" I don't just go, I'm doing all right. I'm just like, fucking day sucks. People suck.
Yeah.
And then I leave. I'm like, what the fuck was that, man?
Bro, I get it.
Nobody needs to hear that shit.
I was sweating when I met TJ and like when all of that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like when all of that went down. Because like that was all didn't happen in the way that I wanted it to happen.
I'd feel like you and Ethan both have like local Canadian comics. I feel like my heart will sink if I meet Uncle Hack in person.
Oh, I've met. I know. Was actually supposed to do like I think I was contacting him a while ago. Like I think almost a year ago, and I was close to getting a guest spot and on his show in Grand Prairie, which I was really stoked about. But then
Danger show,
yeah, so that would have been like a really cool like little spot on my resume, like a little guest spot for Danger Cats. But that would be really cool, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
Oh no.
But no, dude. I know Ethan has what's his name? I swear to God, I was trying to he just like released a new special. Mike Rita, I think it is. Yeah. Mike Rita, yeah. He's like a Toronto comedian.
He said he was opening for him in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And then that's like crazy. No, I'm opening for him in Calgary. I'm like, "You're going to Calgary?" He's like, "Yeah." And then the next day he's like, "Never mind, he's coming to Edmonton." I'm like, and
then I texted him and I was like, and I was just like, how in the hell like did you get this? Like I was just like curious. And then he was like, oh, like he's a family friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, and like the whole fucking Neil Patrick Harris shit that he just drops randomly. Did he tell you about that shit?
What?
Or something about like how he said that like Neil, he's like somehow like not like related, but like family friends related kind of with Neil. And I was like, what the? And he was like, yeah, he like held me as a baby or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I could be fucking this whole thing up. So take everything I say with a grain of salt right now. But this is just from what I'm remembering.
Yeah.
So I just want to clear that up. I don't want to like say this shit and then Ethan come up and be like, why the fuck did you say that on the podcast?
Yeah.
Why the fuck why'd you like? Yeah. Nah, bro. I don't mean to put you on blast or anything.
I love Ethan, but yeah,
Ethan's so much fun to hang out with.
He says a lot of shit though, where I'm like, okay. It literally sounds like his dad works for Microsoft. Like most of the shit, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm like, there's no fucking like. He's so specific with his shit. Where at the end of it, I'm just like, flip the table. I'm done.
Well, I love him. I'll try to get in roast battles with him, but he'll just give me such specific roast that like my mind will just
you lose,
and I lose, and it's like, oh fuck. Yeah. Like it's like what is happening right now? Like
he kicks my ass and then I'm just like, you're fat. Like I got nothing else, bro. I'm, like, I'm so petty. I
remember there was like a I was at Mackie and he was doing a set and halfway through his joke he said like anybody in the crowd, what do I look like? And there was a long pause.
Oh, is that where he had the button up shirt on with all the
maybe
cool shit on?
All I know is he said like, what do I look like? And there was a long pause and I just go, Lizzo, and the whole fucking crowd just like goes like crazy for like
that's fucking
5-10 seconds, and then he says something along the lines of like, you look like someone's kidney stone or some shit like that, and then the crowd laughs.
You look like someone's dried up kidney.
Yeah, or something like, or no, he said you look like what was it that grew up? Something that grew up. Oh my god, what was it?
I'm trying to remember it too.
You know it too.
He said it like three times to you because it's so good.
It's an abortion.
Yeah,
he said I look like an abortion that grew up, and that one is pretty. That one hits because I'm skinny as fuck. Well, I'm getting fat. So let's go.
I love Ethan.
Praise Ethan. Love. I at the end of the day, I always text Ethan, and he always texts me like it's all shits and giggles. Like, it's all like it's never. And I love how he texts me that, and I always tell him I'm like I never take it personally. Like I never hear someone tell me
that to me too. It's so sweet. He's like,
it's,
hey, I just I'm just bullshitting. I'm like, I know, I'm bullshitting too. I don't actually want you to fucking kill yourself.
Exactly. I'm like I don't actually think you're that fat. No, I'm just kidding. No,
he's one of the reasons that like
you got into stand up, right?
No, I got into stand up just because I wanted to do it for a really long time. But he was the motivation to be like, you better fucking be there. You better fucking be there. Give me a ride. Fucking do this.
That's what you. But that's like what you need. Though.
Yeah, that's what I needed. I just needed the
accountability partner.
Yeah, that too. But also just you go into this. You go into this. Is this happening? So I'd always fuck up dates, right? Like I'd be like, oh, Grindstone's on Wednesday, and then I'd go on Thursdays. It's so
easy to not fucking go to a show. And honestly, that's how dangerous it is to like. I slipped into it for a while. I didn't go. I don't like. There are people that are going to be watching this that probably know that like they didn't see me around for shows for like a couple months. Because I fell into like a almost like a depression. And
everybody just gets sad.
I wasn't performing and if I was performing, it was really only book shows. I wasn't doing any open mics. I wasn't like pushing myself. It was in April that I started to make the change. So April and this month, every week I've been booked. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure. Like,
you've been killing it, dude.
From what,
everywhere
for the past couple months. I've been like getting. I just recently got my third guest spot at the comic strip, and that was really. And it was the first guest spot at the comic strip where the crowd. It was an Oilers game, but the crowd wasn't like a piece of shit. like the crowd actually like was paying attention and laughed and wasn't just like looking at their phones and trying to look at the score and talk to each other and all that shit. Like it was none of that. It was just an actual comedy show. And JR did a really good job hosting. I can't remember the headliner, and it sucked because like what sucks about like for me is a good amount of the time I have to leave early for shows, and it sucks because I want to stay and watch the other comics, and I hate it because like it's like almost like a respect thing.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I always want to wait for like at the end of shows, and I'm very grateful when I do. But sometimes shows go on till like 11:30, 12, and I'm like, okay, I genuinely had to go to bed. I have work tomorrow.
At least my rule is like I will at least watch one or two more comics before I leave because then it just because like I don't because unless you have like you have to go or like because for me it's like just epilepsy reasons. Like unless it's like an important reason, if you kind of look like a dick if like it's either it's an important reason you have a show or you look like a dick because you're just like, oh, I just performed, now I don't need to worry about anything else.
Exactly.
But like
really, I don't want to immediately go, really, all right, that's my time, and then just fucking bolt.
If you go into comedy, one of the things that you learn is like one of the best things to do is to just support people and to just like make friends, because honestly like to just doing the minimal shit like that, just staying for shows and watching other comics, just it helps tremendously. So
I'm always there for a fist bump. I'm just like, no silence, just lean over.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
That was good, man. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm excited to go to the dojo tonight at the Moon.
I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna be I don't know what
I'm gonna jump back to what you were saying, where it's like where it's super easy to miss a show. Like there'd be like Ethan would text me. I'd be like, you know what? I gotta get laundry done. I've been slacking at home. I gotta do some choring, be responsible. And then Ethan texts me. He goes, Uncle Hack's at the Moon today. And I'm like, fuck, god damn it, dude. Or
it's always, dude. It's always the day that It always is, dude. The one fucking time, I really say like. I think I'm gonna do the grindstone, and then I go, never mind. Is the one night where the one guy got like bet, like, and he brought like 100 people, and every time and
without fail,
and all the comics, by the way, all the fucking comics, I think just didn't even do like new shit. They just did
they all did old shit.
They all did good shit because it was like 100. Because it was like the grindstone, 100 fucking people at the grindstone. Like that's
they had
insane.
To open the theater.
They had to open the fucking theater.
So many people.
Like that never happens. Like that's a once in a lifetime thing, and it's the one time I was like,
See, I was grateful I was there. I'm always grateful when there's big crowds and shit like that.
It's always grateful when I miss.
Man. It's when I miss a show and it's like 3 headliners. They came out and they want to do jokes. It's like
comedy is the fuck, but also like just comedy is like just so much fun. So like even if I just miss out, I'm just sitting in my head going like, oh, but I know that like they're there like smoking weed, having it, you know what I mean?
I missed the show, but I'll hear about it tomorrow.
Exactly, and I'll hear about it, and I'll, you know what I mean?
Whether it's over ear,
and then I'll have to wait till next week for you know what I mean?
Like that that's one smoke show that had everybody fucking ablaze, and I missed it because I have family still
that want to
do dinner.
And you want to know what's crazy is they were giving out like fucking
tons of shit. They're giving out tons of giveaways like
and fuck it, dude, it was crazy.
It's great. Yeah, that grindstone night was great. For context, it was just an open mic, and then some kid lost a fantasy hockey pool. So his friends that he was in the tournament with wrote a bunch of jokes down, and then he had to go put his name in the draw or on the open mic and perform them all. So he had like 40 people at least. Like
40 people. Well,
it wasn't like 100 people. But it was like a group of.
But it was still. Sorry, I shouldn't have said 100. But like
it was like a Gen Z apocalypse. Like it was a big clump of people that just came in, and I was like, nice
for the grindstone.
And you see, like, I was sitting in the corner because I knew somebody in the crowd, so I was just like, what's going on? Why are you here? They're like, why are you here? I'm like, comedy. I'm in it. They're like, oh shit. And as soon as all of them got in, you see in the corner, and I'm chatting with my friend, and you see all the comics like dapping each other. I'm like, dude, this fucking place is gonna be, this place is crazy, dude. It's sold out. And pro or amateur, everybody will still have that excitement of just like, oh my god, there's so many fucking people here.
Dude, when you get a packed, I remember I was doing a Yuck Yucks Pro-Am one night, and I was just chilling in the green room, having some water, and I was just like talking with another comic, and he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go see how the crowd is. He popped out, and I was just like chatting, continuing. He comes back, and he just sits down and goes, yeah, it's sold out. I'm like, what? He goes, yep, sold out. And I peek out. It is like the most packed I have ever seen the Yuck Yucks Pro-Am room. Like, imagine like every seat filled.
Even the comics table in the back?
They had to bring more chairs and like an extra table or some shit like that because they like were like started to like unable to like fit people type shit.
That happened to me one time at the Yuck Yucks. I don't think it sold out, but
it was like a super packed.
I made the worst decision of my life by texting my dad that I got on the Pro-Am or whatever. I got booked on, and then I was like, spread the word. And I was totally forgetting how supportive my family is. So I had my fucking dad, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, my fucking great grandma, and a bunch of like cousins and shit, and his like work friends, and then my group of friends, and then Sophie kind of caught on because I kept peeking in and out, and then I was sitting in the green room. She walked in and she goes, "Hey, if you have family that are wanting to see you perform, we could give you free tickets next time." I was like, "You clued in that was mine?" She's like, "Well, yeah, you keep fucking staring at them." Because the people they're putting an extra table.
I never. So this is the thing: is like I have my family. My mom loves my stand up. My dad is very supportive, but he does not like my stand up, and it's completely fine because he's like he's a Christian and he doesn't really like the stuff that I talk about on stage. That's fine, but I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean? And
it's not funny. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just like. I'm just glad that he's at least like supportive of me. Yeah. Because I'm just super blessed with two parents that are one, like my mom was like, this is how supportive she is. I was originally going to school in 2021. I was going to college. I was in Red Deer College. I was
going to school in Red Deer?
I was going to do my Bachelor of Arts in history. And then I was going to get my degree in classics, and then I was going to go to law school and become a lawyer. I had it all planned out. I had like a literal like life map. Like everything was set. Everything was set, bro. It was like
I had my life all figured out.
I had like
do fucking comedy.
No, dude. No. Because this is the thing. I had it all figured out in the sense that like I was just like, oh, like I know what I want to do. I know like how I'm gonna get there. I know the steps that I need to take. I just need to do everything now. And then I was just watching stand up one night, and for some reason, I think it was like a Norm Macdonald clip. Mm-hmm. And it was like it was like a Norm Macdonald clip, and then it like cut to like Anthony Jeselnik talking about like Norm Macdonald doing comedy. And I remember just thinking to myself, like, oh shit, like I really want to do this. Mm-hmm. Like I really, and then I started just like watching, like I watched a couple specials in a row, which like doesn't really happen for me anymore. Like watching a special like front to back is like
before I got on stage is same thing. Like for a long time, just watching stand-up specials like when they come out or if they're on Netflix.
But then you just become so obsessed with all this shit that it's just
and then once you finally have the chance to like get in the flow of actually doing it, you're like, it's not a big focus where you're watching stuff, but
exactly. But I watched like 2 specials, and then I watched like a dry bar special, and then I just remember thinking like, whoa, like this isn't okay. Like I'm really starting to like think that this might be what I want to do. And then like the next day, and then, oh no, and then I went to sleep and I literally had a dream where I was doing stand up, where I was just like on a stage. I don't remember what jokes I was saying, but this is the crazy part. I'm not joking, and I can vividly remember this.
Shoot.
I got off stage, and as I was walking off, like Mark Norman was like I was like
Norman.
opening for Mark
Fuck,
Norman.
he's so funny
because he's like my guy. He's like,
wasn't he? Didn't I see? Wasn't he at the River Cree or whatever? He announced the. Was that him that was like, they're gonna play La Bamba? I saw a clip somewhere of like him being like,
I have no
the
clue.
people that made La Bamba. I forgot their name.
All I know is he's like he's a killer. I love him, and he's like awesome. He's like my favorite. Like he's my guy, but like I just remember like having that dream, and then the next day I called my mom up. I mean, I'm not joking. I called my mom and I go, I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. I want to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And by the way, to any like rational parents out there,
no, big ups to parents.
Like big ups to parents, because like
that just want their kids to be happy.
Any rational parents would probably like be like, why?
Yeah.
But like my mom, the first words that came out of her mouth was, you have no idea how long I've been waiting for you to say that.
Oh, nice.
And I remember just like I think I broke down or something like that.
Well, because
that's like because like when that happens, you're like, because when you are like thinking that you're not really going to get any support, and then you get the most support that you can ever receive, it's like fucking, it's an overflow. You can't handle it. And I remember just like, and she got me into Toronto Film School and flew me out to Toronto, paid for all of my hotels when I couldn't find a place. She paid for my crazy expensive fucking student residency when I was in Toronto Film School. And then when I dropped out and went to Humber College, she paid for all of that. She is literally the reason I was able to be in Toronto for that year and was able to start learning about so much about stand-up. And not only that, but just like having that hunger for stand-up. Like I was fucking like, way.
You know what's playing in my head right now?
What?
Your fucking joke about how you call your mom a fucking bitch. She's the best mom ever. Cut to him on stage like 10 minutes from now. My mom's a fucking bitch all the time.
No, there's a new joke that I'm trying to write, and one of the line, it's like the brain bleed. It's a brain bleed bit, and I go like, life is
fucking
life is scary sometimes, you know, because like I had a brain bleed when I was 5 years old, and I take a pause and go, it's mostly because of that bitch of a mom of mine.
That's the fucking joke I'm thinking about when you're fucking. She fucking helped me out. She's just dude,
you know what's crazy? She wants me to do that. She begs me to joke about her.
You know what? That's a dope mom.
She is she growing up, she would show me like Sirius XM radio, Comedy Central radio. Nice. She put me on to Jim Gaffigan, Patrice O'Neill, fucking like, Martin Short, all of these like.
It's not that hard to to look into what your kids want to do for a living. Like there's really a lot of like I've had friends in high school that like just are pressured just at home because the parents are like, if you don't ace this test, you're getting kicked out of my house. It's like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
What the fuck, dude? Not all parents are loving and supporting shit.
Yeah.
It's
fucking wild, man.
But no, like what you said, it's always a good feeling, like when you just have so much built up stress, and then you're just like, fuck, I'm doing this, and then they're just like, why are you freaking out?
Like I remember I was so scared to tell them that I wanted to do like go to Smash Bros tournaments.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was like, there was this like whole like thing where like all like my mom and my dad, even though they were like separated, they were both somehow at the house, which like never happens.
Yeah.
And they were both talking to me, and they were like, look, Liam, like we need to find you like other things to do. And I go, please let me go to these Smash tournaments. And
Let me just leave the fucking house.
And she just turns to my dad and goes, I mean, it's only $10.
Yeah.
And then he goes in, and then I go, and then she goes, okay. And then I remember being so excited, and like, and then she like gave me like money for food after, and
I love that. I love having like not. I love having fun parents or parents that used to be fun. Like
my mom is still fun, but she
like
just works a lot.
Yeah, but like as a kid, like for an example, like if I went out to a party, they're just like, just be honest with us. I'd be like, all right, I'm going here. This is this. I don't have booze. I'm still probably gonna drink. This is what's gonna happen. She's like, but will you be home today or tomorrow? That was the end up. Do you need booze? I can get you booze. It's such a nice relieving thing where it's just not like a fuck off, go away.
And
let me help.
Exactly, because then
they've lived.
That's when you
life
bond with them.
Yeah.
Because like my mom and I bonded over comedy so much, and we still do. Like every time I go and the crazy thing is, growing up, I would listen to a lot of TJ Miller stuff. Like TJ Miller was actually was mainly on Comedy Central, was mainly on Sirius XM, and I
loved him in Big Hero 6.
Huh?
I loved him in Big Hero 6. I'm fanboying to the max just because I've watched so many like kids movies and cartoons,
and the fact that he was just a part of that,
and just like at Deadpool 2 where I just hear his voice, I'm like, that's TJ Miller. They're like, who? I'm like, TJ Miller, the guy that did this and this and this. And this.
I have it in my description of the video, like all the stuff that he's put on, and then like after that, I go, look, he's fucking famous. I do all the TV shows and movies and like appearances he's been on, and
the one I was thinking of mainly was fuck, just lost my hat.
How to Train Your Dragon?
Nope, that one too. I totally forgot about that one. Office Christmas Party with fucking Jennifer Aniston and
yeah,
what's his noodle, dude? Like how the fuck is this gonna be better than that? Like,
dude, honestly, but the thing is like the reason why I started this podcast, the reason why it's called The Laugh Point is because when I was in Humber College, like one of the things that we were taught is like when you're writing jokes, one of the things you need to like write down is like the laugh point, or like the part where you really want like the audience, because then like if you underline that and really specify it, then you can really get out of a recording if you did good or bad.
Yeah.
Right. And so I learned about that, and I remember thinking to myself, the second he said The Laugh Point, I was like, that sounds like such a good name for a podcast. And then years later,
sorry, that's some. I'm just laughing because that's the whitest thing ever, because I've done that as well.
Dude, like, so many times.
I've had like 12 different podcast names on my phone. I'm like, I heard this.
Oh, so many, but this is the one where I was just like, but the laugh point is like just consistently coming back to my mind.
Yeah.
Dude, is that cutting
laugh
you off?
Point. No, I'm talking in my head.
These microphones are such good quality. They're gonna pick up both of our.
No, it's awesome.
This is, how long is this? I'm gonna just take a pause real quick and just see how long like we've been rolling.
We've probably been rolling for an hour, but I don't even know.
Let me check real quick. We're so good for a while. Yeah. Do like the Mark Norman. We're back.
We're back. And we're back.
And we're back. We're back and we're gay.
What are we talking about again?
Anybody else?
I can't remember.
Anybody else hard?
Anybody else here like a little chub sometimes?
Dude, it's funny. Mark Norman's joke was he had the very first joke that ever stuck in my head ever.
Yeah.
It was his joke that he was like, I dated this Jewish girl and I really wanted to get married to her, but her father wouldn't let me. She said, you gotta marry a Jew that it has to live on in the family. You really gotta live on. And it's like, And I really thought to myself, like, Jewish people really, really must hate gay people, you know? Because Jewish people are all about like, you gotta live on, you gotta marry a Jew, you gotta date a Jew, you gotta fuck a Jew. And then you look at gay people and they just keep popping up. You know, like the Jews are kept fighting over and over, and the gays are just kicking back, sitting in the lawn chair with a cigarette, like we'll be fine.
We'll be all right.
That and like just the way I totally butchered that. By the way, I will probably play the clip after this. Or
you gotta like really do a good impersonation.
His like mannerisms and everything. I could probably do a better Sam Morrill than Mark Norman, because you just really gotta.
Is that the other guy that talks like this?
Yeah. And he talks like that, like he has like an.
I was going to the bar the other day.
Yeah, no, it's so hard because they both have like little cadences that you can't get. But that's why I love them. I saw Mark.
That's what makes a comedian a comedian. I feel like just the way they sound.
I saw both of them live, and both of them are so good. I saw Sam at the Great Outdoors, which was like just.
I remember he was at the Great Outdoors.
And then that was also the Theo show, which almost got canceled because of the air quality. It was so bad.
Oh, right. That was when
our city actually got shouted out on the We Might Be Drunk pod, because they actually said Sam was like, yeah, I was in Edmonton, Alberta, and the air quality was shit there.
It was fucking dog shit.
And we were like, yeah, and it was so bad that we made New York's air.
I was just gonna say, I was like, it was so bad. Our fucking air quality just went. We're gonna take a dip down to the fucking Times Square real quick.
Dead by Daylight type of shit. You know what I mean? Like fucking. You walk out, and like scary music starts playing, and a menu opens up, and it's like, do you wish to continue? Like,
yeah, keep going. Yeah.
It's like, I think the only people that could have survived that are like smokers, because they're just like immune.
Like the people that were making it a big deal, like other than the news, where they're just like, oh my god, the air pollution is like worse than smoking 12 packs a day. And then, all the smokers.
No, it's
everybody that didn't smoke was just complaining, and they had like the masks and the humidifier.
But everyone who did smoke,
they're just smoking in the garage.
No, they were smoking outside. Like, what the fuck is this problem? Why is everybody complaining this much?
What building's on fire?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh shit, it's the building on fire. Fuck. It's like, just casually calls his mom. He's like, yeah, the building's on fire. Lost everything. Can you come pick me up? 22 hours away. Okay, got it.
I littered. I think I flicked my cigarette at the wrong place, man.
Yeah, man.
Fucking blew up the whole area.
No, I've been watching a lot of Tires recently. That's what I've been doing.
Tires is good. I'm excited,
dude. The scene where like Andrew Schultz's character comes in, and he's like, and he's like showing like Will. He's like, let me show you the best ass you have ever seen. And then I love Will's. He's so white. He's like, oh wow, that's a perfect.
I can't remember
that's a perfect ass. And then he goes, did you fuck her? And he goes, no, it's my cousin. Or something like that. And Will's immediately like, what the fuck? And he goes, now question, would you bang her? He's like, answer the fucking question, Will. Would you bang my cousin? And then they all start like cornering him, and Shane's like, would you? I think it's a little fucking gay if you wouldn't want to fuck his cousin. A little disrespectful, yeah.
My favorite one is just go where he's trying to lure the chicks in the sea can, and he's like, just get in there. It'll only be for a minute, and then one of them's like, yeah, next thing you know, we'll end up on Epstein's Island. And Shane goes, trust me, I know. I feel like I know they won't want you guys there.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
The pussy is spoiled.
Yeah, exactly.
Send it back. That's my favorite. That's my fucking favorite bit.
When he goes. Good. When he goes into like the PA system, he goes, Will, can you fuck Will, I'm gonna come, fuck. and just the girl is sitting there, and he's just going, oh fuck Will.
Is there a mute button?
No, that's just if you double click, I think it gets rid of the like voice enhancer. Triple click and it, or no, double click and it mutes. Triple click and it unenhances.
And these mics got dab pen functionality, dude.
Yeah,
dude, 3 clicks, you preheat it. 5 clicks, it turns on and off.
Yeah, 5 clicks, it tells you a story. It's 5 clicks, it tells you a bedtime story. Actually,
6 clicks,
reads you Yeah, 6 clicks and it sends your location to fucking China.
Yeah, 6 clicks. It's like you get this 6 times. And it's like the Apple emergency. Like,
you click
you
it
fell
6
over.
times.
I'm bringing the police over.
You click it 6 times, you just hear bang, bang, bang on your fucking door. Like, what the fuck? That was quick.
Oh fuck!
No, I think we're gonna wrap soon here. Yeah,
are we done?
Or do you wanna do like
fuck?
That was a whole hour.
We can go.
We can do it a little bit longer if you want.
Find something. One last thing to talk about.
Okay. Usually a segment we do on this show, we do like remembering
segments.
Well, just one segment we have for this show is I do a segments. We will remember a comedian. So like whether they're passed away or they're alive and have lived like a long comedy career kind of thing. So if you were to want to remember and talk about a comedian, who would it be? Because we already did Norm Macdonald. I think for both actually.
Ooh.
So
Lee Evans.
Lee Evans.
Lee Evans is a guy that I follow a lot. He's a British guy, and he retired from comedy, and I don't know what he's doing now. I don't know if he's alive. I used to watch his stand-up specials on YouTube all the time and all the clips and stuff. And he was just he wore suits all the time, and he was a very expressive, fast-moving impressions and expressions, and he was super moving, and he was British, so it made it better. And he was just fun to watch, and every single time I watch him, it makes me laugh, and it's a very big inspiration. He's a very big inspiration of mine, just to be like, don't stand still, like try your best to do something.
That's funny because I stand still, you see me, and I'm just like not.
Yeah, and I still stand still. Like I feel like I move a lot, but then I get pictures from shows, and then it's just me like this, like Shane Gillis pose.
Yeah, a lot of I feel like that's the fucking the double grab with the hands.
Yeah,
I do like one hand and then one hand bottom, so like kind of close, but like not too similar. And then I also like, I don't know if you like can tell, but I very much am like, if you see any of my stand-up, or even just like right now, I'm like hand gesturing. So like I'm a very hand gesturing person. So like on stage I'll like do a bit about chores, and it's like chores were the bane of my existence, and like I'll like use my hand to like try to like really emphasize how much like I really fucking hated chores. And yeah, so oh god, my brain is blanking. I don't know where I was going with this, but yeah, it's
sorry,
there's like different ways of like moving on stage, and I think the reason why I chose to stay still is because I want to get really good pictures. Like I really want to, and honestly, that sounds so stupid, but like genuinely, like I would do sets where I would pace, and it would be so hard to get like a good picture from it, or like a good like angle. So like I kind of, what I do is I just kind of stand there, but I just kind of slowly over time, what I've been really getting good at is like getting used to like just playing the whole room.
Right.
So like looking left to middle, right, and then right, middle, and then staying in the middle, and then go, like just kind of like freelancing it. But
I black out every time I go on stage,
and that's gonna happen.
Going on stage, I'm doing my thing. I get the essentially the habit of like, fuck these people. I know I'm gonna suck, so I just go, and then I do it, and
sometimes, and a lot of the time that really works, because you're not really saying like fuck these people, it's just people,
just to get out of my own head.
Exactly, you're saying that to make yourself more confident. And then when you get up there and you're more confident, and then like honestly, I think for a lot of comics, it's just like the nervousness is just about getting on stage. Because once you're up there and once you have the mic, and it's gone. And really then what you're nervous about is like, even then, like obviously like you still could be feeling nerves, but you're not feeling nerves about the same shit that you were before.
Craziest thing is every time, like no matter like if I'm confident or I'm not confident, or I read material or I didn't, or I got an idea, I'm always jittery before going on stage. And like the funny thing is after, like when my time's up and then I'm done, gone. my heart stops fucking beating super fast.
It's
and
like
I can control my breath more.
It's like there's almost like a moment where like the person calls your name and like time kind of freezes and you're going like, because it's almost like because stand up
like all the noises just get suppressed.
It's so scary because like for the reason of like in a band, like I've talked about this too with other people. Like with music, even if you're like bombing, you're bombing with other people around you. Like you're bombing with your buddies that you've jammed with. Like and you've seen bands who like if they're bombing, they'll just say fuck you and they'll just play random shit, they'll fuck around, whatever. It is all you.
Yeah.
Like and this and when it's like a new crowd and sometimes even like a new club, all of these people don't know you and all of them are just staring at you like, okay, let's see how he's going to make us laugh.
Right.
Because usually they're there for the headliner. So once the headliner gets there, they're like more comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like, yeah, like we're here to see this person, whatever. But like every other like time, if you're not the headliner, whatever, like even the bullet, it's like even more nerve wracking. But like, it's just like such a scary concept of like, from the jokes that you wrote, like the jokes, that's all you, all of like all like every word that comes out of your mouth start to finish from the moment you get up from till the moment you get off, it's all you. And it's and that's why it takes such a toll on you.
It's like the way I just thought about it is like, you know, the sound effect where in action movies, like if the sniper is about to take a really intense shot, it does like the
and same with Call of Duty.
It does that like that Call of Duty shit. That's what it feels like. All the sounds and all the cheering gets thrown away. It's like I'll use musical theater as an example. Like everybody, like I used to do musical theater in high school, and it was a big production. Like there's band, there's everything. There's a drama teacher, there's choreography, there's ensemble, there's everything to make this play a fucking magical what have you. Stand up is like there's no play, it's just you better fucking hope these guys like it.
And that's like the worst part is you can even do really well, but sometimes you just get a bad crowd and
like you say a joke one night and it crushes,
murders, and
then you say it again at like, you know, a lower populated club the next day and then just crickets, and you're like,
it's all about like, because there's a difference between like if there's 10 people versus 50 people. If there's 10 people, it's harder to make 10 people laugh, but with 50 people it's more intimate and it's more packed.
Just try.
So, and which means that more people, which kind of indicates that you know, these people really want this. But like the 10 people is like, oh, these people probably just showed up.
10 people like having a big, I agree with that. Having a big crowd is very easy to work off of. Having a smaller crowd,
much harder. You
really have to step outside of the green room and look at what those 10 people look like and be like, oh, okay, this guy.
I do that.
This guy looks old.
I analyze the room. I analyze the room and I go, there was one time where literally everyone sat on the left side of the room. Like while you're facing like up on stage, everyone was just on the left side.
Where was this at?
It's just the moon. It was just the moon. Everyone was just on the left side for whatever reason. Nobody was on the right side. And so I think I made a comment about it, about like, I love how they tell you to play to the whole room, but now I just have to play to the fucking left side. And it's like, and it actually is kind of annoying because it threw me off kind of. And obviously I'm not like
so annoying, man. No, okay. I'm just being a dick. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, it's
no. I agree.
But you have your good days, you have your bad days, but like the stand up is just so fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool that we get to do this. Like just the fact that like
I'm very grateful that I haven't been I don't know. I'm just very grateful. That's put a full stop on that.
I'm very grateful for my life right now. Like I
fangirl so hard, even though like all the comedians, like we're all in it together. But like even when I wasn't doing comedy, like I'd pay for tickets and I'd just go by myself like Batman.
Yeah.
So like the fact that like seeing a bunch of comedians come in and they just go, "What's up, man? Good to see you again." It's like,
You're like, holy shit, I'm a
Holy
part of
fuck.
this now. Like,
Holy shit! Like
Jerry Seinfeld said it best. He said, "There's like on HBO. There's Talking Funny, and
yeah,
Jerry Seinfeld says, what was it? He said, money never really what was the goal for me. I just wanted to be one of those guys."
yeah.
And when he said that, the I just wanted to be one of those guys, it makes so much sense because that's like what I mean. If you really are truly trying to be a stand up, that's really what it's all
Mhm.
about. Is it's not about the money, it's not about the fame, it's not about Netflix specials. It's
Like
all
that,
about just going to clubs and writing jokes and hanging with
right?
comics.
Like that's the main. Like that's all
It's all it's
secondary.
about.
It's all secondary. Like
Yeah.
granted, like my mindset for a long time was like it would be really like it's not for the money, it's the fact that my job is to just sit in a room with other people that do the same thing I do, and we just shoot shit, lay jokes to each other, see if it works, doesn't work. Like that's a true gift, and I think just a gift, and then just if it works out, you get put onto shows because
Yep.
who you talk to runs this thing and whatever, and it's really
And
cool.
like it's you never and the best part
I had a point and then I forgot it.
sorry.
No, I'm talking to myself. I was babbling. I
No,
couldn't remember what I was saying.
because like getting booked is something that like this. I think this is what we'll finish on, but like I think getting booked, in comedy is something that when you first start out, it's like, um, you think of it as like this thing of like, oh, I'll just message this booker and but there is like a way to get booked, and I
It's
actually
just going.
I was blessed actually because of Humber College's program. They actually have a class where they brought in like a professional who like actually, um not only is a venue booker but like legit like teaches people how to get booked. And so she sat down with all of us and was basically like, when you're trying to get booked, the venue doesn't want to hear this. The venue doesn't want to hear this or this or this or this. They want to know about these types of things about you as a person, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and all of this stuff. And they actually, for the assignment, they had us write a booking email that we could have eventually actually used to get booked. And I actually, funnily enough, ever since, that has been the email that has gotten me every single show, or at least that is the email that I send out when I want to get booked, and that is the email that has gotten me insane opportunities. And but like another thing about getting booked
Just
is like
coming out of your shell.
coming out of your shell,
polite.
doing shows, and then once you do well, like I once did so well at that I did so well at that Yuck Yucks like pro am, like the sold out one, that like I think it was Alex Jocko, her name is, I
Alex
think
Joko, yeah.
Alex Joko.
She runs the Help 'em Joking
Underdog
show.
Freehouse, right?
Huh?
I think she runs the Freehouse show or something.
No, the Help 'em
Underdog.
Joking show.
The what?
At the Grindstone? She run Help 'em
I think she
Joking?
also does the booking for
Yeah.
the Underdog, because I asked someone a little bit ago and they said she does. But
No,
anyways,
that
I remember like I was talking with her and then I asked her if she like ran any shows, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you did like really well. I'd love to have you on a show." And then like already, it was like I was at a booked spot and I was getting another booked spot, and it's like it's you never know when you're gonna get booked, but also like you just have to take the opportunity.
I think that's why I feel the most shitty when I leave shows, even though I really don't want to, because I don't really go about asking because I'm very shy. But I've had instances where at the Yuck Yucks, like my first show ever, Sophie came up to me and was like, "Do you want to perform again on November?" And I was just like, "Fuck, sure." Like I didn't even like that's great. That's cool.
Sophie is
Dope.
so cool for that. She's
But yeah,
so dope. Like,
and then like I got on the first choice when Daniel hosted, and I mean it was a confusing text, but mainly it was just be on my show. I was like, I'll be there. Like that's the coolest thing.
Yeah, getting texted and getting booked and shit.
Getting texted from other comics being like, "I want you, yes you, to get put on this sheet full of so many fucking talented comedians, like so many."
All of them are incredibly talented here, and that's why it's like so like I can't like I remember the other night I was on a show with Brad, Katie, and Nick Von Dub.
Brad Semituk, Katie Honor. Yeah,
and Nick Von Dub.
Far out.
And like I just remember thinking like all of these people are so fucking talented, and I'm like I've been doing it 3 years.
I haven't even done it 3 years. The first time I went to Yuck Yucks, Tesh was there, and then the first time I went on stage, he was performing the same day. So I would like that whole idea of like these guys have done it for ages, and this is day one. Yeah.
It's crazy, but I think that's where we'll end it.
Yeah. This fucking podcast went like this.
I know, dude.
Bouncing off the walls.
This has been the most ADHD podcast ever. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
If somebody watched this, type a comment. If
you watched this start to finish,
how many conversations did we not finish?
Yes. Did we not finish? Yes. And how many conversations did we start? Yeah. It's like, ugh.
How badly? Oh, you should make little tripod booms for these.
We're doing it already. This is ADHD again.
Boom on the fucking
on the mic.
This is my last thought. Just make a little mic stand. Make a little mic boom for these.
Oh, like a little mic, like a little tripod.
Like thing. You know how like streamers have the mic boom.
So then we could like
just have a little tiny one. Yeah, it's just
and then we could set it up. Just like speak like, "Hey guys, welcome to the Laugh Point podcast."
No, you haven't leveled like just a big.
This was cool. This was like super fun. I kept like sitting like this. I remember sitting like this and being like, "Why am I sitting?"
I've been so tempted to look down and just go, "Oh, bulge!"
Oh my god, yeah, man, it's too big. But anyways,
thank you for
thank you for coming.
It's been an honor.
Thank you, and thank you for watching the Laugh Point podcast. Subscribe, watch my episode with TJ Miller. Watch my episode with Ethan Januario.
Go see it.
Go fucking see it. Okay. Okay. Peace.